Hi guys, this is Connie, back for some more Connie Reads The Dogs of Winter. This is chapter 24, called Vadim. And so it was. The dogs and I left the city center and the great plaza and Anya on a bitter January morning. We rode the train past one stop, then another. The dogs followed me past the sleeping children on the floor and on the benches. I looked for the faces of Pasha, Tanya, and Eula. I did not see them. I saw only dirty faces troubled in sleep, hands outstretched and begging. I shifted the heavy weight of the puppies in my cloth sack as we went up and up and up the gleaming, moving stairs. "Sisters of Mercy," I whispered. I touched the sleeve of a man sweeping the street. "Please, sir, can you tell me where Petrovsky Boulevard is?" He squinted at my face and shrugged before turning away. "Petrovsky Boulevard," I said to the dogs. "We must find Petrovsky Boulevard." I tried to stop the people coming and going from the train station. "Excuse me, sir. Pardon me, madam," but they all pushed past me. Finally, an old woman in a gray headscarf stopped long enough to wave her hand and snap, "3 blocks that way," before she disappeared below ground. So off the dogs and I went, the puppies whimpering in their bag. We trotted past heaps of snow-covered garbage in the gutters, and grown-up Bomsky sleeping in doorways. We wound our way around the sleeping dogs and empty bottles on the sidewalk. "This is not as nice a place as the Great Plaza," I said as we waited for grandmother to catch up. Finally, we found the street named Petrovsky in a low gray building with the faded words "Sisters of Mercy" on a sign in front. Peeling painted wings spread across the door. No light shone from the 2 small windows. I pushed on the door. It did not open. "Perhaps they are sleeping," I said to Lucky. I knocked on the wings. The door rested in silence. I pounded on it with my fist. Still, it did not open. I slid down to my knees and leaned my head against the door. "Pozholsta, please," I said to the outstretched wings. "They're not here today. It's Christmas." On the sidewalk stood a bundle of rags with a boy inside. "Today is Christmas?" "Of course, stupid. It's January 7th. The boy cocked his head to one side. "Don't you even know what day it is?" I shook my head. I had not known what day it was for a long, long time. "Will they be back tomorrow?" I asked. The boy shrugged and picked at a scab on his face. "Who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no." Every bone in my body ached under the weight of disappointment. I could not remember the last time I'd eaten or gotten food for the dogs. I could not remember the last time I'd been warm. What's that in your bag?" the boy in rags asked. I hugged the puppies closer to me. "Nothing," I said, "just stuff." The female puppy poked her head out of the top of the bag and whimpered. "Puppies!" the boy yipped. He hurried over to the doorway where I sat with my puppies in my lap. "Can I see?" The little mother and grandmother closed around me, eyeing the boy warily. The boy reached out to touch the puppy's head. Little mother growled. "This is little mother," I said. "She doesn't know you well enough to let you touch her puppies." The boy pulled his hand back and nodded. "She's a good mother to protect her babies." The puppies squirmed and mewed with hunger. "How many are there?" asked the boy. 2, I said. "There were 3, but 1 died." The boy nodded again. "My friend Janina died too." I reached into the bag and stroked the puppies, feeling their ribs against my fingers. "They're hungry," I said. "I need to find food for us." The boy jammed his thumb against his chest. "I'm the best there is at getting food," he said. "Come on." And so the boys and I followed this skinny bundle of rags away from the Sisters of Mercy. By the middle of the day, we collected enough food from the garbage cans behind the shops to feed us all. The boy stretched his legs across the heat grate. "I'm Vadim," he said. "Who are you?" I stroked grandmother's head, resting on my leg. "Sabakanak," I said. Vadim laughed. "Your mother named you Dog Boy?" I shrugged. "Not my mother," I said. Vadim took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and let loose the loudest, longest belch I had ever heard. I laughed. Try it, he said. Take a real deep breath, shallow, and swallow lots of air. I closed my eyes and did just like he said. Now let it rip. And I did. We laughed and laughed as people hurried by. I am king of the burps, Vadim cried. No, I am king of the burps, said I. Vadim socked me in the arm. I socked him back. I had seen boys play like this on the playground at Anya's school. You stink, Vadim said, grinning. I am the king of stink. I said, we are the kings of burps and stinks. We crowed together. The sky turned the color of dirty sheets. Snow began to fall. Let's go, Vadim said, and because the Sisters of Mercy were celebrating Christmas, and the dogs and I had nowhere else to go, we followed the boy deep underground to the huge steam pipes in the belly of the city. The children filled this world beneath the city, children all sizes and ages. Some were from the city, but many had ridden trains from far away. In my village, all we had to eat was chicken feed, a boy perched atop one of the pipes bragged. In my village, all we had to eat was dust, said a girl in a pink shirt with a big grinning mouse on the front. Oh yeah? Well, in my village, all we ever ate was snow, said a tall, dark-eyed boy, breathing in and out a brown sack. He reminded me of Pasha. Two small boys wrestled each other amid the trash on the ground. Another boy ran a tiny toy car along a pipe. Someone passed a bottle to me. Without thinking, I drank. Ugh, I cried and spat the foul liquid in the dirt. Everyone laughed. He's a street baby, someone said. I'm not a baby, I said. I am 5 years old, but in the spring I will be 6. Not that kind of baby, Vadim said. Street baby. That means you're new to the streets. No, I'm not, I said. To me, it seemed like I had lived this way a very long time. How long? The tall boy with no hair tossed out. How long have you been on the streets? I shrugged. There was no snow when he brought me to the city. The days were still warm sometimes, and it was light all day. I would have gone to school soon. Pah, said the tall boy, lighting a cigarette. Only months. I've been here years. Me too, a girl chimed in. I've been here 2 years, said another boy. A very small boy, smaller than me, curled into a pile of dirty blankets and cried. Candles flickered on top of the pipes, throwing shadows against the walls. The play wrestling between the two boys turned into a fight. Why did you have to hit me in the head like that? One screamed. I didn't mean to, the other one said. I hate you, the hurt one cried. I crept into a far corner with little mother, the puppies, grandmother and Rip. Smoke and Lucky would not follow us beneath the earth. Little mother watched the children nervously as she fed her hungry puppies. The candlelight made the children look big and wild, their eyes and faces hollow. We'll go back to Sisters of Mercy tomorrow, I promised the dogs. At least for now, we're warm and we're not as hungry. Vadim stole. He stole from shops, he stole from passers-by, and he stole from other beggars and bums. He stole to feed himself and us, yes, but he also stole because he could. You have to steal, Vadim said to me on a day the cold held us in a vice. I can't steal, I said. I'll teach you to steal, Vadim said. I am the king of thieves in all of Russia. And just to prove this point, he slipped behind a woman waiting for a bus and eased something from the bag at her feet. He tossed a book to me. Here, he said, it's yours now. I thumbed through the small paperback book. There were no pictures and far too many words I could not read. It was of no use to me. I'd made myself small as a mouse and crept over to the woman. Just as I slipped the book back into her bag, the bus rattled to the stop. A woman bent to pick up her bag with the book and my hand still clutching the book. Her eyes widened. I froze. Thief, she cried. Dirty little thief. Her great arm swung in a high arc over my head. Her black shiny purse hovered in the air above my head. I cowered on the sidewalk, waiting for the sky to fall. A hand grabbed the back of my neck and yanked me to my feet. "Run!" Vadim commanded. And that's the end of chapter 24. Be careful with that and enjoy. Please and thank you. And I will see you for the next installment.